press cross button.
I'm ready to go when you are.
Brilliant.
Peace, freedom, unity. Everyday heroic
Self-drive. Lovely.
help us build a better future. Choosing your name for a new.
Auto drive now enabled. Auto drive now disabled.
This is London Calling. You're listening to Buccaneer, your pirate podcast source for what they don't want you to. I'm Tash, and this time we're giving a special shout out from us to the boys and girls at the Signal and Intelligence Response Service, better known as SIRS. Why not? They're going to be they're listening. But we're not going to.
this is what fascism is. It is the complete and total control of the individual. The desire to basically say to the individual, nothing in your life matters. On an individual basis, you are now part of the whole, part of the nation, and the only meaning that you will find in your life is to become part of the nation. What is the nation? The nation doesn't mean anything, right? The nation is basically just encapsulated by the leader that takes over, that claims that he, has this sort of access to the soul of the country, to the soul of the people. He never does. It's just a myth. But that's what they go for. On that basis, they take the right to control every aspect. And the state. Private companies in those camps making use of that slave labor. Fascism often works with corporations, and it's doing the same now. That's the way in which they track what you do. That's the way in which they track who you talk to. They operate as each other's proxies.
Charles is an expert in the dark arts of surveillance who worked to set up democratic media in post-communist states. How did it go so wrong in Britain?
We're looking at all the wrong things.
Right. Hey. Yeah, no, that's great. If you can, yeah, sure. Yeah, no,
Say boxing's immense. Or nobody could figure out how things were done, but everybody had a feeling that something will
stuck, and they couldn't figure it out, and yet it was standing there in their face the whole time. There's a couple of different ways that we got where it is that we are. I mean, one, you have a lot of smaller organizations.
nature a tool
For authoritarianism, and it has been used in
How does big data look into our lives? James covered it for the pre-crisis press.
Google you as a person, a bit like a credit card, but predicated on all of your behaviour rather than just the money you're spending. And this can have a profound impact. We're starting to see systems emerge which will punish you and stop you from doing things in society based on your behaviours. And this can be as trivial as if you jaywalk, if you cross the road in the wrong place, you might lose points if you do something.
nibbling away on the rotting carcass of a
once Free Britain.
Yum, yum.
Hello, Bugs. This is The Bug. I'm Andy. This is Alice, and today we're going to be pretending that everything is fine. Yeah, I'm back. Yeah, that was fun, wasn't it? That was as long as I could manage. A second and a half. A reality time now, however. And, well, finally, today, we're going to road test the latest update to the CSAY app, the government app that has brought the great British tradition of snitching on people you don't like back to the very heart of public life, the school playground. I'm going to tell a new threat that's got a whole new lease of life these days, thanks to CSAY. And isn't Britain all the more fun because of it? No more grumbling. Or if you think you might at some point see something, say something. Or if you haven't seen anything but don't like something. Say something anyway. Well, let's have a look at this new app, Alice. I'm sure you've got it on your phone. I mean, at first glance, well, the interface is lovely. It's so neatly designed. A simple button to snitch on someone. That's so much better than non-government informer apps like Stool-Easy, Canary, or Narkshark. I mean, look, I just need to geocache. Where the person I'm ratting on currently is, let's call her for the sake of argument, Alice.
Sorry, Andy, I was busy reporting you to the authorities
What?
for rolling your eyes when passing a Nigel Cass propaganda poster.
Could you not let me report you first, please? Let's have some decorum about this. I'll just take a quick little photo so they can get a drone to pick you out of a crowd at your next riot or trip to the shops or walk in the woods. And you can input your accusations with the app. But let's go old school. Let's call the phone line. Let's call the phone line. Here's the number, listeners, in case you want to dob someone in, as long as it's not me. 0044 203 807 3832. And don't forget to get the permission of the person who pays your bills before you call that number.
Hey, I'd like to report my co-host Andrew, who runs an underground satirical anti-government comedy show, for running and co-hosting an underground satirical anti-government comedy show. Also, he does terrible puns.
Well, excuse me, I have a suspect for you. That is my co-host, Alice. I have some evidence for you. She tutted audibly at the sight of an Albion vehicle in the street yesterday. She says she prefers pigeons to green brown. But they sound dodgy.
If I had a crypto for every time someone had reported my fallopian tubes, I'd have 3. Sure, I think it converts to about 120,000 Great British pounds of the old money.
We'll report back in the next episode about whether or not we've been arrested and interned. I mean, I love this system, Alice. I mean, no more awkward, rumbling resentments with your neighbours, your colleagues, or what the heck, in for a penny, your family. You just dock them in and be done with it. But I guess it could backfire. I mean, the thing is with a family, inevitably parents and their children, they end up squabbling, and, you know, today's Britain, your kids are going to dob you in, so you might as well get them there first and preemptively.
Oh, that's annoying. Useless drone.
You things are worse than rabid pigeons, you know that?
Let me see what Albion did to you. Minor damage to the hull, but it looks superficial.
Look, I can keep a secret, I swear.
I beg your pardon? Do I look like a ruffian to you?
So you're not Albion? Fucking hell. I can't keep this up.
What's got you all worked up? There may be something I can do.
All right. So, a party that will remain nameless paid me to follow a political activist. I did. Prick got himself picked up by Albion with a few others. Took him to an old building and beat the piss out of him.
Bloody hell.
Gets better. There were security cameras all over. They saw me. They saw them. They saw everything. And when, not if, Albion come back for that footage, I'm dead. If that evidence could find its way into your possession before they get it, I'd be grateful.
All right. My friends and I will see what's what.
John, forge your future. Don't do that. For more information, visit our site.
I've got the location from his GPS, and there's a load of CTOS surveillance around. Any number of cameras might have seen him.
Best look into it.
I miss romance, Andy. I miss there being mystery in life and not just...
A living statue? Well, I guess they'll be good at hiding in plain sight.
I suppose DedSec could always get into basking. I can think of worse side hustles.
Keep feeding the echidna resistance, and one day it will grow into a Tyrannosaurus Rex that will use the Cass family as toolkits, metaphorically, of course.
This is London Calling. You're listening to Buccaneer, your source for what they do. With me, Tash. It's hard to believe that there could be shortages of food and medicine in an advanced country like ours, and yet here we are. Those old government promises of adequate food turn out to be just another lie. Today we're short of basic foodstuffs and vital medical supplies. Hundreds have already died of conditions that can be easily cured. The black market means that criminal gangs like Clan Kenny run our cities. And Prime Minister Dev Pasani isn't even around to pretend to care. How do we go from a consumer paradise to a place of empty shelves fighting for supplies? What turns...
Here's where our friend witnessed the Albion crime. The security footage should still be on site.
Right then. Time to get that data.
That's the CTOS up there.
I've uploaded the footage. Have we got eyes on our target?
Yeah, there he is. Clearly identifiable, too. If Albion saw this footage, he'd be pretty fucked.
Damn.
However, Albion's crime was also clearly recorded, which means we can turn this footage back around on them. We just have to wipe the backup file from the central CTOS servers to protect the witness's identity.
Drop a pin on the map for me, would you?
those empowered
needs to keep what they want and not give to the rest of us what we need. So the excuse that there's simply not enough to go around is a justification for maintaining a kind of power of the 1% and leaving the rest of us short.
So if you're starving hungry tonight, if your parents can't get their medicine and your brothers and sisters have to steal to eat, remember, it's all for the good of Albion. Or Clan Kelly. Or someone. Just not us. But that's going to change. You've been listening to Buccaneer with me, Tash. Keep spreading the word and keep sharing the podcast. There's enough of everything out there for all of us. We just need the guts to take it back.
They say nature abhors a vacuum, and so it seems with London's dark economy. Join us on GBB to learn why London's criminals are selling food.
There's a shitload of security goons around here, and even more around the server room.
That's worrisome.
We're probably not the only ones after this evidence. You'll have to beat them to it. There's the terminal. We can do the intrusion there. This will trigger a heavy security response. Worthless. I'll find you in a second. I want that inspected.
Tron, begin a search.
Searching for software.
I've grabbed the evidence from the server and scrubbed the local copy. Know where they'll identify him now. Now get out of there so we can tell him the good news.
This is DedSec. We've obtained the only copy of the footage. You should be safe now.
And here I was contemplating eternity. I owe you.
In DedSec, the more the merrier. Care to join us?
Thought you'd never ask.
So whilst there was the digital afforded more fake information, it also makes us suspicious and sceptical of information and makes us question the information we're getting. And I think in pre-crisis Britain, it might not have seemed great at the time, but there was something positive about that there was a lot of distrust in the media and in the different kinds of truths that are being told. Whereas now, I think you're seeing a return to a more traditional and older pre-digital. Sense actually of people just trusting what they're told, and that's why we have to be here with radio stations like this to challenge those conceptions. Most citizens feel pretty hopeless, I think, and unable to fight back against these kind of huge mainstream corporations that simply entrench and support the ideals and ideologies of the state. It can seem very hopeless indeed, but I think, you know, the fact that here talking shows that there is still a space to combat these false truths and disinformation that's being sold to us, and that it's never possible really to completely shut down, despite all the technologies that they have at their disposal and all the financial and corporate power and all the physical power. It's never quite possible to shut down people's desire to get to the truth and fight for their own ideologies and values, and you know, we're out here starting that task, so don't give up hope.
You've been listening to Buccaneer with me, Tash. We'll be back soon with more of what you'll never hear on the GBB.
The coordinates point to a server in the vicinity. The file our friend was talking about must be stored on it.
Got it.
That's the target. Should be hackable.
Hey, it looks like the security has been disabled.
Resisting arrest. Oh, this turn off.
Tell me what we've got, Bags.
Another GPS location. Looks like our Challenger is sending you on a scavenger hunt.
Intriguing. Drop a pin on the map for me, would you?
Physical self changing your body and the world around you, implementing more technology to extend your life and really sort of extend human capabilities.
You sound pretty much in love with Sky Larson, I have to say.
I can't comment on that, but I am a big fan of her work. She's been one of these people that has transformed the world around us, and just watching how her mind works from afar is pretty incredible, because some of what the technology she's introduced has changed how we all live our lives, and Bagley has been this really incredible assistance to humanity as a whole. Did I ever tell you that I actually interviewed Sky Larson once?
Really? I thought she never spoke to the media or anything.
So this was a long time ago, back in the day when she was a little bit more accessible, and she was one of these people that just had an amazing presence. You were inspired by her very being, and she was just incredibly talented and knowledgeable, and one of possibly the best living people that I've ever met.
I'm not sure you're being too objective there. I mean, I imagine she's not very likable as a person.
She obviously despises humanity in some ways. I think she believes that becoming data is preferable to being human. She's one of these people who's extremely methodical in everything that she does, and she does everything to perfection and really tries to change the world around her and make it a better place for us to live in.
If you say so.
The first summer without Arctic ice cover. Not long ago, the best predictions placed it a quarter century off. Today, we are facing the possibility it will be this calendar year.
Respond. Received. Moving to intercept.
In pursuit. I repeat, we are in pursuit. I'm putting an end to this. Over. We've got them now.
No sign of the target. Over.
Let's fan out. Be quick about it. Drone, area search.
I never imagined...
Control, we're returning to HQ. Over.
Bumping into.
Yes, man, it was sick. Yeah, she was getting...
Keep it up!
Save the pound!
Yo, will this take long?
All right, let's take a look at you.
Hey! Just calm down, please. Let's liven up this spot. The perfect eye catcher.
Go ahead then. Do it! If you think you can. Okay, I'm here. Correction, you're almost there. The exact coordinates point to a spot on the roof.
Are you serious?
Go on, up you get.
Yeah, you've certainly kept me waiting. You're one of those DedSec types, yes? I've been following DedSec. The work you do interests me.
What are we doing up here?
Yes, about that. I simply wanted to test your mettle. Cut the wheat from the chaff, as it were.
And?
You're DedSec, all right. And I'd like to join your fight to save London. That is, if you want me.
Fantastic. Welcome to DedSec.
to The Upload. In this episode, we're talking about CTOS 3.0, the city operating system that's now powering all of London. For those of you who need reminding, as if anyone does at this point, CTOS was first used in Chicago in 2014 and then San Francisco in 2017 before coming here to London. And every time it's been rolled out, it's been pretty much an unmitigated disaster.
For those of you who are listening who are lucky enough not to be here in London's chaotic scenes, it's worth remembering that the telecoms tower is now owned by Bloom. The tower looms over northwest London. It's always been a communications hub, acting as part of the UK's television and communications network, although there's been some secrecy around its use, and now that Bloom owns it, it's only even more secret.
Yeah, now everything that's part of Bloom's city surveillance operation is run through the telecoms tower. And I have to say, it looks completely ridiculous. It's got that silly crown thing at the top and all the blue light.
What's that even about? What does it do? I don't see that there's any purpose to that at all.
It's a blight on the skyline, if you ask me, and it's become the main point of control for millions of people. The system network and Bagley are both operated and streamed from there too.
And don't forget about the self-driving cars too.
I always thought they were just running on their own.
No, CTOS is the big control system behind the cars. There was a point back in the earliest days of self-driving car technology that they operated by themselves. They used to use a series of sensors to see...
You're in. Now find the thing.
No one calls to power down security. Give up.
Disturbance detected.
What was that? I'm taking you in.
What was that? You...
What was that?
That's the target. Should be hackable. Transfer complete.
God.
There's something over there.
No medicine shortages, according to the government. None at all. There have been various allegations about that. It turns out they are all fake news, trademark. There are none. There are no shortages of medicine. Don't take it from me. I'm not a medical supply expert. Take it from our beloved government. It's fine. In fact, I'm going to read between the lines here and actually say there's probably...
Auto drive now enabled.
There's too much medicine, if anything. Just medicines. Medicine. He can't move for medicine. In fact, just this morning.
A drug called Thornburn to evolve a rectus, an outcome of a 12-month course of immunosuppressants, corticosteroids, and anti-retrofrontal zero-dilatory just for anisotropic fat.
People say, they're probably high on lots of medicine that they've been. I for one believe that there are no studies disorders with that. Just last week I went into the broken arm and they suggested it might just be extreme period pain and prescribed me a drink of water and an astrology chart.